Get on in here. Get on in here, Africa enthusiasts. How you guys doing? Oh my goodness. This thing is saying remove my background noises on. I guess that's a good thing. Let me jump right into it. I've been getting a lot of questions about why the returnees are so quiet about what's going on in Africa. I've been asking some questions. I've been listening to some folks. I've been taking some notes. So I'm going to be talking to you as well, reading from these notes to make sure that I am respecting folks who have answered questions and made contributions to the discussion. And then we're just going to share with you what we have. So the question is, why are the returnees so silent, and what are they hiding when they relocate to Africa? So, welcome back to our channel. Today, we're discussing a topic that's been on the minds of many folks in the diaspora community. Why are African returnees slow to share the pertinent news on the ground in Africa? What are they hiding, and who really has the power to advocate for cultural immersion and acceptance of returnees? So, as more Afro ascendants, I say ascendants, I'm so thankful that one of my followers or somebody who was watching a video corrected me and said, we're not descendants, we're ascendants. Thank you, sister. And I really appreciate that. And I value the word. We are ascending and not descending. Thank you so much for that one. So, welcome back. We're discussing this topic today. Why are returnees slow to share the pertinent news on the ground in Africa? What are they hiding? And who really has the power to advocate for cultural immersion and acceptance of returnees? So, as more African ascendants make the journey back to the continent, one might expect them to openly share their experiences, right? Both good and bad experiences. Yet, there seems to be a noticeable silence on critical issues that returnees are facing. So, why is that? Let's explore some potential reasons behind this hesitation to speak out. So, for many returnees, the journey back to Africa is a deeply personal and emotional journey. They may feel the pressure to present their experiences in a positive light, especially after making such a significant life challenge. Admitting to challenges may feel like admitting to a failure, and that can be a real tough pill to swallow. So, some returnees might also fear that sharing the harsher realities could discourage others from making the move, or they might want to expose the vulnerabilities that could be exploited by those back home or even within their new community. So, who really holds the power when it comes to my camera's going off. Okay, so who really holds the power when it comes to advocating for cultural immersion and the acceptance of returnees? Is it the returnees themselves, the local communities, or is it external organizations? While returnees bring fresh perspectives and a desire to reconnect with their roots, they often lack the influence needed to make systemic changes. Local communities hold significant power as their acceptance or rejection of returnees can make or break the experience. However, the true advocacy for cultural immersion often lies in grassroots movements and local leaders who understand both sides, those who can bridge the gap between returnees and native communities. So, one of the most contentious issues has been the fight for automatic citizenship. How dare you come to our country and request automatic citizenship? I ain't mad at them. I'm with that, okay? For many returnees, gaining citizenship is seen as a crucial step towards truly belonging. But has this struggle created a wedge between returnees and local populations? Well, of course it has, because the local population has been living in their conditions their whole life from generation to generation. And then returnees come and start making demands that they themselves have not been able to achieve. So, on the other hand, the push for automatic citizenship has sometimes been met with resistance. Locals might perceive it as a demand for special treatment or as a shortcut that bypasses the traditional process that they themselves must go through. So, this can lead to tension, feelings of resentment, and ultimately hindering the very integration that returnees are seeking. So, when you think about African cultures and how from young girls to young boys, there are certain types of processes or rituals, one might call them, that they go through in order to attain from childhood to adulthood, from adolescent to adulthood. There are certain processes and certain steps. So we are bypassing those traditional steps, even if it's through circumcision or, they have the Kankaran in the Gambia and people celebrate that, the circumcision. They have FGM, female genital mutilation. They have all of these things that are built into the system. Am I saying you need to experience that? No, absolutely not. What I am saying is that you must understand the process that they themselves have gone through to be accepted, not only in their own family, but in the community. It is literally a process. So let's just break the pros and cons of this issue. So there's a streamlined integration. Automatic citizenship allows returnees to fully participate in their new society without any legal hindrances. So there's recognition of your heritage. It acknowledges the historical connections between the returnee and the continent. So there's an economic contribution as well. With citizenships, returnees can invest, work, and contribute to the economy more effectively. In some places, you can't work just like you are in America. You need a green card, you need a visa to work. It's the same thing in Africa. If you go there, you need to respect the laws and the lay of the land. That means that you're going to do everything you need to do to make sure you're vital in that community and that you're following the laws irrespective of what everybody else is doing. Make sure you have your paperwork in order. So the cons would be perceived privileged. Locals might see it as an unfair advantage, creating social divisions. And so that's why you have the tension, particularly in Ghana, in Gambia. You see it in Kenya as well, where there's a lot of robberies, a lot of assaults, people being unalive. There's a lot of contentiousness with Afro ascendants that are migrating to Africa, not just Americans, but the British, the Jamaicans, even French Afro ascendants, all are having these same issues. So I like to say, All kinfolk are not skin folks. Just because we have the same skin, the same hair, does not mean that we socially and culturally identify with one another. So there's a strong cultural misunderstanding. Without proper cultural immersion, returnees might struggle to integrate even with citizenship. Also, there's the legal complexities. Automatic citizenship could create legal and bureaucratic challenges, especially in countries where you have strict immigration laws. And I'm so grateful that I've been talking to a Gambian attorney, Salutao, who served on the Gambian bar, who is well known, who's done a lot for the country. So we are working out some details of this great Afro migration tribunal. And so we're working out the logistics with the government, both US and Gambia, requesting engagements to do this intercontinental development so that we can start building legitimate bridges, having conversations around cultural immersion, conversations around equity, safety, security, what that looks like, how do we address it, how do we approach it, and then also looking at home insecurities and food insecurities. Believe it or not, people do travel to Africa and they be on barely get along street. And when they get there, they're still on barely get along street because they had just enough money to get them to the country of where they're choosing to be. But when they get there, it gets tough. It becomes challenging for them. And some will have food insecurities. Some will have home insecurities. You know, folks are leaving America, going to Africa and being homeless. And I can say this to you, that there's really not a lot of homelessness in Africa. And it's only because the families stay together. They have family land, they have compounds, the entire family live on the compound. Now, if you went to another state, been highly educated, and you came back and you brought some land, you'll have your independent home of that family land, but they still go back to the village. They still go celebrate with their family, even though they may have their own house. So those are some of the cons. It's the legalities of what is happening. So, what is the solution? How can we bridge these gaps and foster a more harmonious integration of returnees into African societies? The first thing we can do, Africa enthusiasts, is to have open dialogue. And what does that mean? So returnees and locals need to engage in honest conversations about their expectations as well as their challenges. This transparency can help build mutual understanding and trust. Number two, we can definitely have cultural immersion programs where governments and organizations can offer programs that help returnees understand the local customs, languages, and social norms, easing their integration process. So this is a two-way street. We're learning as well as the locals are learning. So there's a give and take. It's not a push and a pull. It's not a force. And it's not I'm taking. It's like a give and it's like a receive. There's a big difference in that. And then we look at the shared initiatives we can develop. So encouraging collaboration between returnees and local communities on projects, big or small, that benefit everyone can help create a sense of shared purpose and reduce the tensions. So we are working collectively and collaborating with one another to solve our problems. And this not only happens in Africa, but it is prevalent in America. We need to take these same ideas and incorporate them into how we deal with and interact in our communities. And then we need to really, really be open to a flexible citizenship package. So, what does that look like? That means countries might consider offering pathways to citizenship that recognize the unique status of returnees without alienating local populations. This could include requirements that promote cultural immersions as well as those that make contributions to the community. So it's a gradual process, is that you're creating spaces, you're having teachable moments, and that you're sharing your knowledge, skills, and abilities in that country or in that village, wherever you are, and that people recognize and acknowledge you for the work that you are doing. So, Africa enthusiasts, at the end of the day, the journey back to the motherland is a more than just about returning to a physical place. It's about building honest connections, building relationships. It's about understanding, and it is also about cultivating a shared future. So the road may be challenging, but with the right approach, it's possible. It's possible to create a space where returnees and locals can live together harmoniously and create the change that is so needed. So there has to be a desire, then there has to be a will. You have to have the drive, and then understanding that it takes collaboration for change to happen. Africa enthusiasts, I'm encouraging you for 2025. If you see something, say something. Stop hiding the truth about what's happening on the ground. And once you begin to face these realities, start asking critical questions first to yourself and then to others that will allow you to brainstorm and to think out of the box about how to approach these situations in grace, love, peace, and definitely with some mercy. If you found this video discussion to be insightful, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. And share your contents below. I appreciate it. I'm doing the best I can, and I'm hoping 2025 will be better. Hey, guys, I've been at this thing a long time. It is insane. I'm feeling it, then I'm not feeling it, but I know there's so much for us to share. So I'm going to keep trying. Thank you so much. In 2024, I did more than I ever done on YouTube. The last 10 years or whatever, it's been a long time since I had this channel and done absolutely nothing. But 2024, because of you and because of my love for my people, I decided to start sharing my experiences. So thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Stay curious and let's stay connected. Peace. Ha!